Okay, so first choice right here. So the first choice, I did laugh it off when the guards were insulting me when we went to get the heads. Went to get our reward from Bone Brow, and the guards were laughing at us because we smelled like shit. I said laugh it off because obviously I'm not that petty to insult them, but apparently insult the guard would get us a +1 morale. We could also challenge him to a duel, which end up losing life and nothing good. So I'm gonna go with insult the guard. It's an awful stench, you agree. Your wife doesn't have the decency to let me bathe after we finish rotting. Little twerp, the guard comes at you with the mail-clad fist raised. You dance back out of the way. Only a jest, sir, only a jest. He snorts and returns to his post muttering. Yeah, we already saw all this, so there's no point in reading other than that. The second one was the right choice. I pickpocketed the guard, which will give us 1 morale and 4 gold. And somewhere in here we're gonna lose favor. I forgot what we... Oh yeah, we were forced into this choice where we were to transform into the elf's wife or whatever. This was the correct choice. We fell into a sewage because that was the most normal option. I fell into a sewage or someone dropped sewage on me. That was fairly easy to go with. Okay, this was the correct option. I think be defensive or cry, both will get us through this, so might as well be defensive, which we did last time, and just get through this. This was the second best choice I did. I said I live with an animal, but that would only give us favor. If we go for I say I eat for 2, which will give us favor and morale. Let's see what we say in this one. I eat for 2, you say. The elf is silent for a moment and then drops his crusty bread. Wait, that means... Oh, he's trying to say that he's pregnant. Okay. The elf is silent for a moment, then drops his crusty bread. That is why you're acting so strangely. Your voice like that of a stranger. You're with child? Yes, we half elves are oddly struck by the condition. The Egra laughs in your mind. I presume that elf lip turned to a hard line as he gazes intently at you. The child is mine. Well, obviously he will think that. Of course, he shouts, spraying the table with food. The husband is silent for a time, as he unnecessarily chews the gloop in his mouth. Finally, he says, "We will move from here. I will not have my boy raised in this filth." You don't remember saying it was a boy, nor is there any way to know outside of an oracle. Nevertheless, you say nothing. What a cruel woman you play, says Egra in your mind. To give a man such a lie, mortals live and die for hope of a better day. The 3 of us shall live in the forest as our kind was meant to, he says. A smile creeps onto his face. Tonight, however, I'm going to take you into the bedroom and remind you why we got married in the first place. Why don't you go in there and wash up? You smell like sewer. He points towards the bedroom. Egra laughs hysterically inside your mind. The lead weight settles in your stomach at the thought of him taking you in the bedroom. There is always a chance he married Priya because she's an excellent dance partner, but you doubt it. Fuzzy as your memory of your drunken night with the elf is, you can see why a man might marry her. And it wasn't for the dancing or riddle games, or she's really good in bed, huh? Not sure if he pointed towards the bedroom because the bath is in there, or to suggest other activities, but you know that the bow is in there, so that's where you decide to go then. A bath it shall be then, you say as you get up from the table. Give me to myself to wash up. He nods and scoops another spoonful of goop. Alright. When we got the gold and everything is the same as this, so let's go on to the next choice. So this one, actually, ask Egra for a slippery spell would be kinda good, but it will end up losing us a little bit of life, which is not good. But I am going to go with the same one I did last time, which was a real fun like. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the same ones because fuck, this might be bad actually. You know, the problem with this is if I chose the ones that I want to choose, I might end up not getting the good option, the best choice. So I'm gonna go with jump out of the window. That's the one I want to choose. But this one says run away would be better than push him because that will end up losing us life. I'm gonna go with push him. I'm gonna be using the right option from now on. So I don't think there's a problem with yeah, I don't think there's a problem with just getting a few points less. I don't need to have to get the most points. I just need to get the highest achievement. So I should be able to get that even if I went with the the kind of bad one. So I'm gonna push him because I really wanted him to fall down in this conversation where she asks, "Is he dead?" which is hilarious. And we give this weird one where we say, "I pleasure your treasure" or whatever. But anyway, let us run away. This was the correct option. I went with negotiate more, which ended up not spending 2 gold but just 1 gold. This was the wrong option. I think I just left the bell because I thought that other customers might see it. But if we go with steal the bell, I would get more stuff from it. So I'm gonna steal the bell. Gold +4, favor +1, and morale decreases 1. You swipe the bell, tuck it into your pocket, hurry down the hall. The proprietor goes past with the next customer. You realize too late that she is about to tell him to ring the bell. Surge of panic fills your gut. You walk as fast as you go. You walk as fast as you can to the door and into the street. You hear the shouts of thief from the back rooms. Agra squeals with glee. Back on the street, you sprint for the nearest corner. Don't stop until you are winded and sure no one is following you. Fucking hell. I mean, at least I got the gold. Okay, so this one I went with the simplest option that would not be that dangerous, would be rob the shabby fellow, which I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna rob the wealthy looking man and see how that goes, because I think that might get us some good stuff. You chose to waylay the finely dressed gentleman and procure some fashionable garments for yourself. After all, if you don't have to pay for it, why not have the best? You catch up to him as he's passing a narrow alley. Yeah, I already read all this. He does as he's told, and the two of you go halfway down the alley, scrammed, littered in trash and poorly lit. It should keep you safe from prying eyes. Besides, in this town like Ring City, a few people come to the aid of a stranger. He reaches under his coat. If not for the jingle of coins, you would have stabbed him. He hands you a small purse. "It's all I have on my person," he says. "You caught me unaware. I concede this as the cost of my inattentiveness." You smile. "Thank you, sir." You motion with the tip of your knife. "But I'm afraid the cost of tuition to my university of watch who is around you will also include your clothes." He sticks his chin in the air. "I'm not sure what your game is, but I shan't be surrendering my clothes to a ruffian like you." For a moment you're at a loss for words. You had assumed he would be an easy mark. You wave the blade under his aristocratic nose. "I'm offering a lecture on how to die in an alley like a fool, and the tuition for that one is your life. The Duchess of Highglade gifted me this cloak," he says. "The Duke of Uppity Shides gave me this dagger." Well, that's a funny encounter. "The Duchess of Highdale gifted me this cloak. The Duke of Uppity Shides give me this dagger," you say. "Now lose the cloak or lose your life. I'll have you know that it's been schooled in the arts of self-defense by some of the world's foremost masters in combat." With that, he throws a punch and connects squarely with your nose. You rock back on your heels, momentarily dazed. Good thing he's a weak-limbed, high-born aristocrat. Otherwise, that blow might have done some damage. His technique was sound, but his arms are weak. As it stands, it merely annoyed you. If you want his clothes, you'll have to fight. He's a skilled opponent, even if he's a soft-skinned noble. You would try stabbing him in the leg. You would put blood on his pants, but should be enough to convince him you're serious. You could clonk him over the head with the hilt of your dagger. That should be enough to knock him unconscious. Or you could try a distraction. Direct his attention somewhere else and sucker punch him. Now here's the thing, if his clothes are that specific and unique, if I go around town wearing them, anyone can tell who I am. Fucking hell, that's so fucking stupid. How did the author completely forget about that part? Somehow forget about that part, but what can I say? Yeah, sometimes the author does not pay much attention to such things, very, very slight, subtle details, and sometimes he's very, very specific about little details. But regardless, we're supposed to distract him, right? Yeah, distract him. That will be best. "But if you won't surrender your clothes, then I'll have." You trail off, look over his shoulder, pretending you see something in the alleyway behind him. You make your eyes big and open your mouth wide as you're about to scream. The rich man turns and you slug him. He staggers and you have to hit him again, but he falls unconsciously on the ground. You glance around to make sure no one's watching, then set to work stripping off his clothes. "Done this before?" Egra asks you as you remove the last of his clothing. You seem to know what you're doing. Well, technically yes, because, I also wear men's clothes, I guess, so I would know how to remove them. You try to ignore her as you get dressed and leave the alley. You never knew a city... Yeah, I already read all this. Oh, so this is why the fucking dressmaker was like, "Welcome, sire," because I guess the game expected you to rob the wealthy looking man, so they didn't decide to do multiple choices. But yeah, that's how it is. But what can I say? This choice I went with, how do you know I drink, no, I went with poisons, which was a morale negative 2. It would be better if we went for love potions, you say. Love potions, you say. The idea is intriguing. How much does a love potion cost? That is the sort of host I like, says Egra in your mind. A man who can be sidetracked with whimsy. You don't want a love potion, boy, Crown says and shakes his head. Nothing but trouble. You go drinking a love potion, you'll apt to fall victim to unintended consequences. Like what? A love potion will make every girl you lays eyes on you desire you above all else. I'll take 2, you blurt out. How much? Every woman. He states forcefully, women will kill to have you, and if they can't have you, they will make sure no one else does either. Oh, he nods. You have to be careful when drinking a love potion that no one other than the person you want to fall in love with, sees you while the potion is still in effect. That does sound complicated, you admit. Yes, buy 2 of them, shouts Egra. You do your best to ignore Egra as Cornwall hobbles over. The stench comes off him in waves. The milky white orb stare at a spot over your shoulder. Yeah, you already read all this. Wait, what? What does the young... Oh, because he checked over the clothes I was wearing, right? What is the young lord be needing this fine morning? You glance outside, glimpse the setting sun. Morning, you wonder, and decide to let it go, of course. I need a yeah, I already read all this. Okay, so we went with the best option right here. We went with trade, which got us good stuff. We can actually get 1 gold if we trick him, but fuck that. Let's just go with trade and you do the normal stuff. We already read all this. Morale decreases. We drank the potion that caused us to decrease life. Now with this choice, we went with the... No, I think the best option. We went with the pay and run. We poured 12 gold there and just ran. And this time we're gonna go with the distract her and flee, because apparently that will not lose us any gold. What's that, you say, and glance about with a scowl on your face. What are you on about, dearie? She says without looking up from her work. I think I smell smoke. She smiles and waves the idea away. No, honey, you're probably just suffering vapors. What the hell does that mean? You shake your head and try to convey panic. No, I tell you, I smell smoke. Fire, we need to fetch water. Your shop is on fire. She raises and takes a few steps towards the back of the shop. Are you sure? Yes, you tell her, and gestures toward the back of the shop. We need to put it out before it burns the whole neighborhood down. Quick. She disappears into the back room, gathering up the skirts. You grab your other clothes and run for the door. Soon you're running along the boulevard. The good thing about reverting back is at least there's no chance of dressmaker pinning the theft of her dress on you. She'll remember someone looking like a vampire, a woman never seen in the daylight of the day. Yeah, we already read all this. So we saved 12 gold there. Fucking hell. Yeah, this thing with Kriya. Now let's see what the best option with this was. I really need to see this. So I went with compliment her, which did nothing. So I'm gonna twirl around and show off. Fucking hell. Let's twirl around and show off, I guess. You do a twirl and the skirt swishes around your leg like my dress. It's just lovely. She says, why are you wearing it? What do you say? So the best one is I'm trying something new. That's funny. Let's try with that. I'm trying something new. You lift the skirt and shrug and say I was trying something new and perhaps a means by which to better understand women. A smile tugs at one side of your mouth. I did not realize you had such a goal to understand women so thoroughly. You return her smile. Only yours is a roguish smile. You don't know Rooster as well as you thought. You are the most interesting man I've ever met. I'll take that as a compliment, you tell her. Fucking hell, because he's so suave with it. He's got that fucking charm about him. His charisma meter is fucking high as shit. So even he can get out of this situation easy. Fucking hell. If someone else was in a situation like this where they're wearing a woman's dress, that would go horribly. He somehow made it out of that. Fucking hell. This was the correct choice. Tell her she has a dirty mind, which we made a fucking little thing. Do not raise your eyebrows at me with your lewd intentions. I'm a proper lady, I'll have you know. Okay, that was really good. See, his charisma is too fucking high. I mean, he is a rogue. So apparently Kiss Kriya was a good option, because I didn't think Kriya likes me at all. I mean, she likes me as a person, I guess, but I don't think there was ever depicted that there was anything romantic or sexual between us at any point. But apparently Kiss Kriya is the best option, I guess. But alright, confident much? Throwing caution in the wind, you reach out, take Kriya by the arm, lean in for a kiss. She pulls back, spots of color bloom in her cheeks. With one hand on your chest and gentle pushback, she says, "Slow down there, dragon. What kind of girl do you think I am?" Standing there feeling like a fool, you try to decide how to answer that. You could tell her you were only kidding and try to laugh it off as a joke. That is retarded. You would tell her that she is clearly interested and afraid to let her feelings show. You could answer a question directly and tell her she's obviously the kind of girl that would invite strange men in dress up to her room. Fucking hell. I think the first and third one give us the same amount of stuff, so I'm gonna go with, say she's afraid of feelings. She likes strange men, which is also pretty good, but I don't think the more smooth one is the I think this one, I like this one, says she likes strange men, but I'm gonna go with the she's afraid of feelings. I think you like me and you're afraid to admit it, you say. She scoffs and rolls her eyes. I just as soon spend an evening with the goblins underneath the city. Why can't you admit it, you say? Because there's nothing to admit, she insists. Why are you watching me undress? I'm not watching you, she says. I've got better things to do than look at your scrawny boy. What the fuck? Than to look at a scrawny boy undress. Scrawny, you say, throwing out your chest, sucking in your gut. Scrawny, she says. And turns her back on you. Put your clothes on. I'm gonna go back to this one because I want to see what the other choice is. I just want to see what happens if you go for she likes strange men. You're the kind of girl that invites strange men in dress up. What? You're the kind of girl that invites strange men in dresses up to your room. You tell her with a grin. She sighs and shakes her head. You've been drinking, haven't you? She points to your outlandish garb. That's what all this is about. That's right, you lie. Thankful for a way to redirect the conversation. I might have had a few. Now turn around so I can get my clothes on. Okay, good. You know what? Good. That was a good one. I think this one is better than the feelings one, but that's kind of cringe. It's more smooth if she was actually into us, but it's not as smooth. I think this one is very good because it will also explain why we're wearing a dress, and it will also explain this, like, we're drinking, so it's a good excuse. I think I like this one more, and it's not cringe. At least the first one seems smooth. If she liked us, it would have been smooth, but I don't think she actually liked us, as I said before, so it is not as smooth. So I'm gonna continue on with this one. Oh shit, I just noticed there's actually an option for undressing Kriya as well, which will give us favor but reduce our morale. I don't want to go down that route because I don't want to go down that particular area with Kriya just yet. I don't think as I said, she's not even up for kissing us. Let us undress her. I think that's just gonna put a really bad situation up front where she's just gonna be angry as shit because we tried to swipe her dress. Yeah, that's not a good idea. I went with the correct option, this one, which is grab the pipes. Other options will lead us to death. So I went with give her the dress immediately, which was the boring option, I guess. Apparently, make her promise was the best one. Pull the dress out and hold it over the edge. A gentle breeze tugs at the hem. The vampire's cold, dead eyes light up on the silky material. Her lips peel back to reveal her dagger canine. She says, "Give it to me, mortal. Promise not to kill me," you say. A hiss escapes her throat. "I've already promised. I want to hear you say it again," you tell her. Your heart hammers inside your chest. It's a desperate gambit. The undead creature would just as easily rip your throat out for testing her, but then the dress would fall and you know that she can't leave the roofs. "I should rend you limb from limb for your insult," she says. "Few men have the nerve to challenge me." "Very well, you have my word. I shall not kill you." "And I get free passages on the roof," you add. She admits a low growl. "In exchange for the dress and because you show such courage, I will grant you leave to use the roof when you will." You hold the dress out. She snatches it from you. It is a hair between courage and foolishness. "Threaten me once, you get my respect. Threaten me ever again, you will die," she says. You nod, not wanting to betray your fear with your voice. Turns her attention. "Yeah, we already read all this." So here's the thing, we can offer to caress her skin, which will give us more favor. It will give us 3 more favor, but it will take away my life, 3 points of life, and I already have low life, so I would rather not go down that route. So let's not go down that route, apparently. Yeah, let's not go down that route, fucking hell. Alright, I'm gonna go with the same one I went with last time, ask her to try the dress on. And we will also go with, in this choice, there is an option to go with yes please, which will reduce life, so let's not go down that route. I think I will turn around to give you privacy. That one was really good. That is my favorite one. but I think I'm gonna go with the one that's in the middle for this one. Whatever is your pleasure. Whatever is your pleasure, you say. Renova laughs. It's a hearty laugh, a genuine laugh. You didn't think it was that funny. A man who understands his play, she says. The lamb that knows the wolf from the dog. You do your best to smile. I do my best to learn as I go. She chuckles darkly, wise, she says as she motions with a finger for you to spin around. Okay, this one's good enough. I think this one's good enough. I could have gained more in this situation, but I don't think I want to go down those routes unless I don't get the best option, in which case I will come back here, I guess. I have so much morale. Fucking hell, 20 morale. I'm kind of thinking about it now because I kind of want the favor, but I will lose. I can't lose any more life. Yeah, I can't afford to lose life. That's the problem. Fucking hell. Yeah, I really can't lose life. So because I'm already low on life, and I said I don't really want to use favor to get more life, so I'm not gonna go down the other route because I could gain like how much is it? I think I can gain at least 3 favor if I went a certain way, but I will also lose 3 life. So let's just go with this. This is good enough. I'm not interested tonight, which would give us morale, which we went with last time, the correct option. This was the correct option. Jump across, squeeze in through the window, which we found out in the worst way possible, but that is the correct option. The correct option here is investigate the chains and whisper, which we went with. We could also go for face the group, in which case we will get the same amount of stuff, but doesn't really matter. Why would I give up my position away faster than we already did? So let's investigate in the chains and whispers. Go under, which we chose last time. So apparently it would be better to cut the tentacle because that would give us morale boost and doesn't really take away our life if we chose the right option. So let's cut the tentacle this time instead of running away. If the loathsome thing is fool enough to feel around blindly, then you'd be happy to dish out some pain. You bring your blade down on the wriggling limb with both hands. The sword cuts through the tentacle and green ichor spits across the floor. 5 more tentacles come boiling up from the ooze like writhing green snakes. Run from the pit. That is the option we will choose. There's nothing to be gained from fighting the tentacles and everything to lose. Yeah, this is the same thing we said last time. So this is done. I think that is the end of the chapter. I don't think there's any more you can go for. Yeah, we got the highest rank. So I got 1087. I barely made it because I was choosing some of the option that I wanted rather than the choice. I don't think it matters, honestly. I could just go back and get those and I will get the points for it, but I personally like to immerse myself in the story to understand. Obviously I'm not going to shove myself in the shoes of the main character because that's not the way I like to look at these things. I've said this before, but I like to look at from third-person perspective, just a spectator, like a a puppet master sort of thing situation. So I like to look over my puppets in this manner, and this way I want to take the story in a certain way, even if it doesn't actually affect. This game is not that advanced that would actually, these minute things where we say something or other thing usually doesn't affect things, not yet anyway. Maybe in the future it will change, but so far so good. I think I'm happy with the choices I made. Some of the choices could have given me more stuff, like I could have gotten a lot more favor, 3 or 4 more favor I could have gotten from these situations, but I decided to went with this and still got the top ranking position, so I am happy with this. Alright, let's move on to the next chapter.